Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome. It's now time for the featured bout of the evening. From the four corners of the world, to the four corners of this ring, the fight starts now!
One day after the official launch of Canelo B-Ball, the show continues from Southern California as we steam towards Saturday night, where the super flyweights once again take center stage on Dazn. And good afternoon, everybody. It's Justin Shackle welcoming you back to San Diego, where Matchroom Boxing presents the official press conference for Chocolatito Martinez. And for the second time in as many U.S. fights in 2022, the super flyweights are stealing the spotlight here in the United States. On March the 5th, this Saturday, the great Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez steps back inside the ring to take on the reigning WBC flyweight champion Julio Cesar Martinez at the Pechanga Arena in downtown San Diego. It's happening live on Dazn, and it's the centerpiece of an absolutely stacked card surrounding the main event. Without further ado, let's meet some of the fighters from Saturday's show. Here's Matchroom Chairman Eddie Hearn.
Well, thank you very much and welcome to San Diego ahead of a huge night of boxing this Saturday live all around the world on Dazn. As you said, headlined by an incredible fight in the super flyweight division between the pound-for-pound legend Chocolatito and the WBC flyweight world champion Mexico's Julio Cesar Martinez. Lots to discuss. Of course, yesterday we were here in San Diego for the press conference to announce Canelo Alvarez against Dimitri Bivol live on DAZN pay-per-view, May the 7th, T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Huge schedule coming up over the next couple of months. Of course, this weekend in San Diego. Next week, Lee Wood defends his world title against Michael Conlan in Nottingham. The week after in Los Angeles for Michael McKinson's challenge of Virgil Ortiz. The week after in Leeds, Josh Warrington bids to become a two-time world champion against Kiko Martinez. And April features Gennady Golovkin against Murata, features Conor Benn, features Taylor Serrano at Madison Square Garden, and moving into a huge May with Canelo. DAZN truly the global home of boxing. Lots to discuss here, and before we go on to our main event fights, we talk to our cast from Before the Bell, who are going to be kicking off the action in San Diego on Saturday. Huge crowd expected, and to my left, first of all, two fighters who are taking on local fighters with no fear. Anthony Herrera, firstly, Superman. Hey. Welcome. A great debut for you at Madison Square Garden on the Lopez Cambosos card, and ready to thrill everybody in San Diego this weekend.
Right, so this is my second pro fight, and I'm just looking forward to it. Saturday's same thing I did in MSG. I'm real excited.
You're having a nice run. Madison Square Garden now, probably 8,000 here in San Diego on Saturday. Must have been a good experience soaking up New York Fight Week and learned a lot from that.
Right, yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. I love New York. I love everything about the pros. You know, it's a lot more freedom than the amateurs, and I'm just real excited because it's right here in California. I'm gonna have a lot of my folks, my supporters that are gonna come watch me, and I'm gonna put on a show for them.
You like to put on a show. Very exciting in New York, all action. Is that the plan in the pro ranks? You want to make a name for yourself and entertain the fight fans? It's going to be some very knowledgeable, very loud, very passionate fight fans here in San Diego at the weekend.
Right, of course, that's the plan. You know, I just want to just take it a fight at a time, just make sure I perform right, and that's all that really matters. You know, it's just everything will take care of itself.
Thank you. Well, one of our latest signings from Australia, Sky Nicholson, incredible amateur career, Commonwealth Games gold medal, world medal in the World Championships, bronze medal, Olympian as well, unlucky not to medal there, made the transition to the pros, moved over to the UK. As you said, you're an Australian who's living in the UK and fighting in America. So Saturday night, your professional debut in San Diego must be ready to go.
Yeah, I'm really excited. It's been a whirlwind, huge journey, but I'm absolutely loving the process, and I cannot wait for Saturday night.
Like Anthony, fighting a fighter from San Diego, straight in your debut, going into a 3-0 fight, a very tough fight. But I know that in speaking to your team, you wanted to fight at a high level from your debut. You've had a very extensive amateur career, and you feel like you're going to see the best of Sky Nicholson against quality opposition.
Yeah, definitely. I think you've said it. the best Guy Nicholsons against quality opponents, and that's why I wanted this fight. I wanted someone who's coming in there to win, and that's where you're going to see my best performance.
I know as well plans to maybe go back to Paris to try and get that Olympic gold, but enjoying the pro scene so far. At the Canelo press conference yesterday, you was at the Taylor Serrano press conference, done some commentary for Dazn as well, but looking forward to actually fighting on Saturday night.
Absolutely loving all of it. I think the fight's just going to be the cherry on top, but I've absolutely loved the whole experience and just soaking it all up.
Looking forward to watching your pro debut on Saturday. Mark Castro, welcome, Mark. 5 wins, 5 knockouts. They said when you made the transition from the amateurs, is it 15 or 16-time national champion? Which one? I don't want to get it wrong. 17. Got them all wrong completely.
17.
Well done. And they said that, you know, such an incredible amateur for Team USA. Would he bring power to the pro division? You've done that. 5 wins, 5 knockouts, boxed all around the US on some huge cards as well. I'm ready for another big show in San Diego on Saturday.
Definitely ready for another big show this Saturday with Matchroom and Dazn. I'm ready to display my talents here in San Diego.
I know there's a lot of fighters coming through the Olympics. We all know that you weren't able to compete in the Olympics, but a lot of those guys, Keyshawn and those guys, you've beaten them in the amateurs. You had the best of all of those top fighters coming through. You really see yourself as the premier standout prospect in US boxing right now.
Well, my main goal was always, since the beginning, just focus in my lane, just stay in my lane and work hard in the gym, stay humble. And I'm beating all these guys for a reason, and I'm not stopping now.
Finally, May 7th coming up with Canelo Alvarez. Your first 3 fights were on Canelo Alvarez cards. Obviously want to take care of business on Saturday night, but I'm sure you'll be making the call to me after this fight to try and squeeze on in Las Vegas as well.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not overlooking this guy. I want to take care of business in a spectacular fashion and get the win and hopefully return in Las Vegas.
Diego Pacheco, welcome. Still baffles me how young you are in this game. You seem to have been around now well, you have been for 3 years now, boxing all over the US, in Mexico as well. Some great performances. New link up for you with Jose Benavidez and the team. How's that been for you? And looking forward to showcasing what you've learned over the last couple of months.
Yeah, you know, I've been around for a while, and you know, I feel like a lot of people forget that I'm still 20 years old. But yeah, like you said, you know, I made a few changes in my camp. You know, I linked up with Jose Benavidez, Team Benavidez, and camp has been great, man. I'm excited to show the world a new Diego Pacheco this Saturday.
When I was talking to Jose, he was even talking about you potentially fighting at middleweight. I mean, is that realistic? We always look at you, and I felt like one day you'd end up being a heavyweight, to be honest with you, the size of you at such a young age as well. But really getting to the stage now where you're on the verge of fighting for championship fights, need to establish which division you'll be in. I know the focus is just on the fight on Saturday, but interestingly, we never really looked too closely at middleweight, but could be a possibility as well.
Yeah, well, you know, my first 3 fights as a pro were at 160, and you know, it was kind of tough back then. You know, I felt, you know, I was still growing, so I might as well move up to 168. But you know, ever since I've been in camp with Jose, been here in San Diego for almost 2 months. You know, I was already on weight 2 weeks before coming here. So, you know, he's like, you know, I feel like you can make 160 easy, and you know, with the right training camp and the right everything, you know, I feel like 160 would be a good weight class for me, and you know, get a title there first, and then eventually move back up to 168.
Well, look forward to seeing you back in action with Team Benavidez at the weekend. Of course, a huge card on Saturday night, and Before the Bell broadcast all over the world with 4 exceptional young talents: Mark Castro, Diego Pacheco, Sky Nicholson making her professional debut, and Anthony Herrera. We're going to have a group photo up here, and we'll move on to the main card. Thank you. Plan 100% is Amanda Serrano at Madison Square Garden. It's now time to make a historic fight. Casey's been wanting that fight for a long time, and that's the fight people want to see.
This is the most excited I've been for a fight in a long, long time. This is a history-making fight.
Katie Taylor beat your sister Cindy in the ring. Do you have any message for Katie Taylor?
She better be ready for me. I'm younger, I'm stronger. I can box, I can brawl. She's never fought a girl that hit as hard as me.
Talk is cheap. It's very easy to talk about fight.
I don't think it's anything that I've never seen before. You have undisputed champion versus a 7th division unified champion.
It's the biggest fight of all time in women's boxing.
We're going to go out there and we're going to showcase a hell of a fight. Once we go in that ring, we let our hands do the talking.
It'd be an understatement as the promo you just saw. April 30th in New York's Madison Square Garden, the first ever show in the big arena, headlined by 2 female fighters, Katie Taylor, the great Katie Taylor, against New York's own Amanda Serrano. We saw a couple of fighters in moments ago. Anthony Herrera making his pro debut in MSG. Sky Nicholson making her pro debut this Saturday, perhaps wanting to fight on that card later on April 30th at MSG as well. MSG intertwined here as the spring shows roll on here on Matchroom and Dazn. Let's go back up to the stage with Matchroom Chairman Eddie Hearn.
Well, thank you. We move to the main card now, and some incredible fights in what will be a fantastic night of boxing this Saturday in San Diego. Of course, headline between Chocolatito and Julio Cesar Martinez. We're expecting around 8,000 at the Pachanga Stadium on Saturday night arena. It's going to be an incredible atmosphere, witnessing some great fights, including these two. Of course, the 2016 Olympian Suleiman Sissoko against Roberto Valenzuela, and a rising lightweight star in Angel Fierro against Juan Carlos Burgos as well. We're going to start with the Suleiman Sissoko fight against Valenzuela, and our friend Gabe on the translation there. Firstly, Roberto Valenzuela, big opportunity for you, big fight, 19 wins, all coming via knockout. We should expect an explosive fight on Saturday.
Una gran oportunidad para ti, 19 victorias, todas por nocaut. ¿Crees que será una gran oportunidad para ti?
Claro que sí, ahorita hemos estado teniendo un gran campamento, una gran preparación. Sabemos que esta es mi oportunidad de brillar, de darme a conocer, y toda la gente va a conocer mi nombre después del sábado en la noche.
Of course, it's a great opportunity for me, and I'm aware of that. It's my opportunity to shine and to make myself known, and make sure that everyone knows my name after a performance this Saturday.
You're facing an outstanding opponent in Suleiman Sissoko, but you are facing a Frenchman, and there will be a huge Mexican crowd there on Saturday night. Going to be looking to use that crowd to your advantage and give them a great show.
Tienes un gran rival de Francia, pero también tú vas a tener el apoyo del público mexicano. ¿Lo vas a utilizar a tu favor?
Claro, sabemos que tenemos un buen oponente, un peleador invicto que entrenó para ganar, pero pues yo creo que tomaron una mala decisión en traerme a mí porque van a ver que los mexicanos traemos el power en esta función.
Of course, it's a great opportunity, undefeated fighter, but I've trained to win. I'm going to demonstrate that it was a bad decision to have faced me. I'm going to demonstrate him what Mexican fighters are really made of.
Well, Sully, sounds exciting to me. I mean, you saw firsthand the incredible atmosphere that the Mexican fans deliver. In fact, 8,000 for you this time is going to be quite a small crowd compared to the 74,000 you fought in front of when we did Canelo against Billy Joe Saunders, but a very game opponent, and looking forward to a great fight on Saturday.
Yes, like I say, he's young, he's hungry, he can punch, so that's good for me. And yes, I can wait Saturday night to take care of business.
Obviously, is this a case of you are now positioned in the world ranking, you believe you're ready to move on in 2022 to challenge for a world title? These are the kind of opponents you should be taking care of en route to the World Championship.
That's right, Venezuela is a good opponent, like I say, and he got good record, good knockout, so that's good for me to challenge for the world title, for sure. Because this year I want to challenge for the world title, and I have to pass this first test.
Well, it's a great test for you. Suleiman Sissoko, 2016 medalist in the Olympics against Valenzuela. 19 wins, 19 knockouts, and another fight that's going to be incredibly explosive. Angel Ferrero, who is one of the rising lightweight stars with Box Stars Promotion and JC and a team there. And of course, Juan Carlos Burgos, former world champion. And I'll start with you, Juan. A great fight for you on Saturday. We know how tough you are. A lot of people talking about this fight with Angel Ferrero. We expect a great fight between two warriors on Saturday.
Es una gran oportunidad. Todos saben que eres un peleador muy fuerte y muchos han hablado de este gran duelo que vamos a tener este sábado. ¿Crees que será algo muy emocionante para los aficionados?
Claro que sí, va a ser una pelea interesante. Hay varios ingredientes que hacen interesante esta pelea entre yo y Ángel Fierro. La juventud contra la experiencia son ingredientes que van a estar latentes el día de la pelea. Contento y emocionado de tener una pelea de este nivel y pues venimos a ganar y a demostrar que Juan Carlos Burgos sigue vigente.
Of course, it's going to be a very interesting fight because it possesses some of the ingredients that makes it interesting between me and Angel. It's going to be a fight between youth and experience, and it's, again, those ingredients that you want to stay tuned to this fight and that the fans are going to walk away very happy from this fight, so make sure that you stay tuned for me.
Angel, welcome. One thing we always get from you is tremendous action, tremendous excitement. You expect the same on Saturday night?
Bienvenido, Ángel. Siempre esperamos ver una pelea de acción cuando estás dentro del cuadrilátero. Esta vez no será la excepción, ¿verdad?
Muchísimas gracias por la presentación. Contento de regresar. Siempre doy muy buenas peleas, como lo he demostrado las peleas pasadas, y esta no va a ser excepción contra un gran rival. Y pues vamos a sacar chispa este sábado.
Yes, thank you. I'm happy to be returning, and I always give good fights. I've demonstrated that in the past. This is not an exception and a big opportunity. You're going to see fireworks and sparks this Saturday.
And finally now, world ranked as well. You've had a great run, big fight for you on Saturday, but closing in on some of the big fights in the lightweight division, this is absolute must-win for you on Saturday night.
Clasificado al nivel mundial con una victoria, ¿crees que lo que sigue para ti es una oportunidad para el título mundial?
Estoy emocionado de estar clasificado y claro, después de sacar una gran victoria con Carlos Burgos, pido la oportunidad por un campeonato del mundo, sea quien sea, estoy listo para él.
Yes, very excited. And after this victory with Burgos, I'm going to be asking for those opportunities, whoever may be. I'm looking for those world title opportunities.
Thank you very much, guys. This is going to be an absolute card full of fireworks on Saturday night. Suleiman Sissoko in action, of course, Angel Ferrero, both looking to challenge for world titles in 2022, but stiff tests to overcome, firstly live on Dazn. Gentlemen, we're going to have head-to-heads up here. Thank you.
Who should be Canelo Alvarez's first fight in 2022?
Let the monsters eat each other. It doesn't matter who he fights. People are going to attack him.
Who deserves a fight with Canelo more? It's Anthony.
He's a coward. David Benavidez.
Canelo Golovkin in 3 fights and beat Alexander.
Should not be fighting the cruiserweight. Triple G's still the biggest.
People are not going to be happy to feel Canelo gets beaten or knocked out. I think it certainly is in the mind of Canelo Alvarez to try to become undisputed at 175, and to do that, you've got to take a title that belongs to Dimitri Bivol.
I want a big fight to be remembered in this sport.
Bivol is a more dangerous fight for Canelo.
Dimitri Bivol explodes onto the world scene.
There is definitely rock-solid power from Canelo Alvarez, even moving up to 175.
Oh, a shot right in. Down goes Castillo. Kovalev hurt. Kovalev's down. Kovalev's out. It's over.
Canelo is the light heavyweight champion of the world.
Well, welcome back. Before we go to our main event, which really is a breathtaking one between pound-for-pound legend Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez and WBC world champion Julio Cesar Martinez, we finish with our co-main event of the evening on this incredible night of boxing in San Diego this Saturday, live on Dazn all around the world. Trust me, you're going to witness an incredible atmosphere in the Pechanga Arena on Saturday in San Diego. First, we talk about this fight between Mauricio Lara and Emilio Sanchez. Of course, Mauricio Lara broke everybody's hearts in the UK around a year ago when he came over as, I guess, a hand-picked opponent to fight Josh Warrington in his comeback fight. Mauricio Lara went and knocked out Josh Warrington, who was then regarded as the #1 featherweight in the world, came back, rematched him in front of 19,000 at the Headingley Stadium, a fight that ended after 2 rounds in a no contest because of a cut. He now stands as one of the most dangerous featherweights in the world right now against Emilio Sanchez, with Manny Robles, someone that's coming, believe they can make a name for themselves in a division. This is going to be a fantastic all-action fight. Emilio, I'll start with you. A lot of people talking about this fight. A lot of people talking about you in boxing. Manny Robles is a big believer in yourself. This is a tough fight, but one you truly believe you can win on Saturday.
Yes, I'm very excited for this fight. I believe in my skills. I believe I can beat Mauricio Lara this coming Saturday.
Obviously, we didn't know a lot about Mauricio Lara before the Josh Warrington fight. He came and just shocked the world that night as well. Someone that's very tough, has tremendous power, and I'm sure you've studied him going into this fight.
Yes, I studied him very well. He has great power, but it's nothing new to me. I fought guys like him before. I believe I can beat him.
And obviously now Mauricio Lara ranks so highly in all the governing bodies for you and your career. This would put you straight in line for a shot at the world featherweight title, a massive opportunity for you on Saturday.
Yes, me beating Mauricio Lara will put me right back into the mix, put me in the rankings, and that's what I'm looking forward to doing.
Well, Mauricio, El Bronco, again, I look at you and I'll just remember that night against Josh Warrington where literally you broke everybody's hearts that night. You sit here now as one of the most dangerous men in the division. Looking forward to get back in the ring on Saturday night.
Cada vez que te miro, me recuerdo de la noche que cuando rompiste todos los corazones con Warrington. Es un peleador emocionante y ¿qué vamos a esperar de este sábado?
Hola, me siento contento de hacer mi debut aquí en Estados Unidos en una gran cartelera como la de Chocolatito Martínez. Me siento contento, lo voy a repetir y bueno, como siempre lo hago, vengo por una guerra y así será.
I'm very happy to be making my professional debut in the United States on this big card between Chocolatito and Martinez. And as I repeat, I'm very happy. And as always, you're going to expect a war.
A lot of people talking about the punch power of Mauricio Lara. I'm sure you feel that you have more to your arsenal than just that, but looking to come in and land those big shots and make a statement on Saturday.
Todos hablan de tu pegada, que tienes mucho poder, pero tienes más herramientas, ¿verdad? Y vas a querer mostrar eso el sábado y también conectar con grandes golpes.
Claro, hemos aprendido muchas cosas en estos últimos tiempos. Hice cambios muy drásticos en mi esquina, en mi persona y este 5 de marzo verán un Bronco Lara muy diferente.
Oh, yes, of course. I've learned a lot in recent times. I've made a lot of drastic changes, both in my corner and in myself. And this March 5, you're going to see a different Mauricio Lara.
And finally, your last fight was in front of 19,000 Brits. The fight before was behind closed doors because of COVID. Huge crowd there on Saturday. A lot of Mexican fight fans. Going to be good to fight in front of some home support this weekend.
La primera vez que peleaste con Warrington fue frente a una multitud de 19,000 personas, luego con puerta cerrada debido a la pandemia, pero esta vez vas a regresar frente a una afición mexicana. ¿Estás emocionante al respecto?
Claro, me siento muy contento. Después de pelear con 22,000 personas, es mejor regresar a lo mexicano.
Of course, I'm very happy. After having fought in front of 22,000 fans, it's good to be coming back at home with the Mexican crowd.
Well, thank you, Mauricio, Emilio. Fantastic fight for the featherweight division. Mauricio Lara, one of the most dangerous at 126 in the world, against Emilio Sanchez and Manny Robles and the team looking to cause a big upset. San Diego on Saturday night, live on Dazn. We're going to have a head-to-head here. Thank you.
For those who are born in the shadows, Fear is just a word. In here, they drown their doubts with every drop of sweat. Fearless, looking to write a new chapter in a new division. An incoming warrior.
This may be the future.
Willing to go to war against a living legend. It's feasted on victory, but it's still hungrier than ever. The present.
To be the man, you gotta beat the man.
Fights the future.
Martinez's career seems to just be heating up.
With their destinies on the line.
Can Martinez be a legend killer, or will the fairy book story that is Chocolatito's career add another brilliant chapter?
Well, welcome back, everybody, and we get to the main event of the evening. And I just had a little bit of goosebumps when I saw these two come up on the stage, because as a fight fan, this fight fills me with so much excitement. Picture the scene 6 weeks ago, of course, previously announced Roman Gonzalez against Juan Francisco Estrada, the trilogy in San Diego. I was actually sitting in the cinema at the time, and I got a text from Juan Estrada's manager to say, look, he's just not recovering from COVID. He won't be ready for March 5th. We'd already sold a huge amount of tickets for the fight. And then I started thinking about the possible replacements, maybe a fight with Ancarjas, the other world champion, or somebody else in the division. And then I just thought about this crazy Mexican that we represented called Julio Cesar Martinez, the WBC world flyweight champion. And I thought to myself, he wouldn't take that fight, would he? Chocolatito wouldn't take that fight, would he? And I text Eddie Reynoso and I said, would Julio Cesar Martinez be interested in fighting Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez? And he said, wait 1 second. And 30 seconds later, he came back and he said, my crazy guy is ready. This is one of the most exciting, dangerous pound-for-pound fighters in the sport against one of the absolute all-time legends of the sport in Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez. In a sport that is so difficult to make big fights, we saw it recently with Jesse Rodriguez against Rung Visai. I want to say thank you to these two individuals for accepting the challenge and giving us what I believe will be a fight we will never forget on Saturday night. Firstly, I want to talk to Julio Cesar Martinez. Julio, welcome. Con todos menos con miedo is something you always tell me, with everything but fear. This is it. This is a huge challenge for you on Saturday night, but I know you're ready for this.
Bienvenido, como siempre dices, con todo menos con miedo. Este es un gran reto para ti, ¿verdad?
Pues ahora sí que un gran reto, muy emocionado, motivado, pues que vamos a pelear contra una gran leyenda como es Román Chocolatito González, agradeciéndole también que haya pues escogido a nosotros para esta gran pelea y pues como siempre, ¿no? Con todo menos con miedo y con quien sea y donde sea.
It's a big challenge. I'm very excited and motivated to be fighting a big legend like Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez. I want to thank him for choosing us in this big fight. And like I always say, with everything but fear and anywhere and against anyone.
This fight for you, you know, we've seen when we confirmed the cancellation of the Estrada fight, we offered people refunds for the fight, but actually more people came on and bought tickets. They're so excited about this fight. There's going to be huge Mexican support. This fight, victory turns you into a superstar on Saturday night.
Cuando confirmamos la cancelación y cambiamos el rival, más personas compraron boletos, ya hay más apoyo de la afición mexicana. Después de esta victoria serías una superestrella, ¿verdad?
Pues ahora sí que muy contento, pues más que nada agradeciéndole a toda la afición, a toda la gente que nos está viniendo a apoyar. Ahora sí que como siempre, ¿no? Pues que los dos bajemos con bien del ring, primeramente Dios, y pues hacer historia, que esto apenas empieza.
I'm very happy. I want to thank the fans, all the people for their support. And as always, I want to wish that we both come out well from the fight, God willing, and to keep making history, because this is just the start.
And finally, from you, we've seen you just be absolutely ruthless in fights, walk fighters down, switch stances, just relentless in your approach. Do you have to be a bit smarter against someone with the ability of Chocolatito, or are we going to expect the same fire from Julio Cesar Martinez this weekend?
Eres un peleador sin misericordia, siempre el todo por el todo. Sin embargo, ¿crees que tienes que entrar de manera más inteligente o vamos a ver el mismo Rey Martínez como siempre?
Pues como siempre, la verdad, pues ahora sí que venimos preparados para lo que sea, pues para la decisión, para el choque, para la técnica. Venimos muy bien entrenados, gracias a Dios, y pues más que nada agradeciéndole pues al señor Eddie Hens, al señor Eddie Reynoso, a mi entrenador Mauricio, pues todas las atenciones, la preparación, y pues más que nada, como siempre, que el público se lleve un buen sabor de boca.
As always, we're prepared for everything. A decision, for it to be a clash, a technical fight. We're coming in here very well trained, thank God. I also want to thank Mr. Eddie Hearn, Mr. Eddie Reynoso, my trainer Mauricio Aceves for all the attention and the preparation. And I want to make sure that the public walks away with a good taste in their mouth.
Thank you, Julio. Roman, to you as well. Thank you for taking this fight. I knew that you'd been in training camp for a long time. It was really important for you to fight on March the 5th, and a lot of people very excited about this fight.
Muchas gracias por aceptar esta pelea. Has estado en campamento por mucho tiempo y fue muy importante pelear el 5 de marzo, ¿verdad?
Buenas a todos, Dios me los bendiga. No, el gusto es mío. Todos sabemos que llegamos con el gallo, se cayó la pelea. Hoy en día estamos con un rival buenísimo como el Rey Martínez. Me ofreció una pelea, yo con mucho gusto, y pues estoy en excelente condición. Gracias a Dios, a mi equipo de trabajo, que hemos hecho un excelente campamento, y esperando en Dios que el 5 de marzo salgamos con la mano en alto.
Thank you very much, and God bless you all. The pleasure is mine. You know, with Gallo Estrada, when the fight fell through, you know, that's what happened. The fight fell through. But today we have a very good opponent in Rey Martinez. And when they offered me that fight, I accepted it with pleasure. And so we're in excellent conditions. Thank God for my training team and the camp. And I'm hoping to God that we walk away with our hand raised in victory.
Of course, yourself against Estrada, 1 was incredible. 2 was one of the best fights I've ever seen live. A lot of people, though, almost more excited about this fight because of the unpredictability of this fight. You know, yourself, who is towards the back end of your career, Julio Cesar Martinez, who is one of the most dangerous punchers in the sport. It's just a great clash of styles on Saturday.
Habrá un choque de diferentes estilos este sábado, y quizás las personas son más emocionados por esta pelea porque, pues, debido a la etapa en la que encuentras tú en tu carrera, y también por el rival que tienes, que es de choque, ¿verdad?
Por supuesto, vamos con un rival que viene hacia adelante. Yo también voy hacia adelante, y pues pienso yo que va a ser una tremenda pelea. El público va a salir muy satisfecho.
Of course, I have an opponent who comes forward, but me too. I'm going to come forward. It's going to be a tremendous fight, and I think that the fans are really going to be happy about this fight.
And finally, we know there's Chocolatito fans all over the world. There's going to be a huge crowd on Saturday, just right on the border here in Mexico. There's going to be huge Mexican support, Nicaraguan support as well. We expect a great atmosphere and a great fight on Saturday.
Hay aficionados del Chocolatito por todo el mundo, pero sabemos que habrá muchos aficionados mexicanos, también nicaragüenses también, ¿verdad? ¿Cómo crees que será el ambiente de este sábado?
No, bueno, México también. Quiero a toda la gente de México. He tenido la oportunidad de pelear con muchos mexicanos, y pues también los nicaragüenses, pues obvio que van a venir a apoyarme. Pues lo importante es que tenemos a Dios, y siempre a Dios me da la fortaleza y la bendición para salir con una mano en alto.
Yes, in Mexico, I love all the Mexican people. I've had the opportunity to fight against many Mexican people and Nicaraguan people. I know that they're going to come out here and support. But the most important thing is that we have God on our side, who always gives me the strength and the blessing, and I hope to walk away with my hand raised in victory.
Well, thank you, Roman. Thank you, Julio Cesar Martinez. This fight is an incredible, incredible fight. As I said, pound-for-pound legend of the sport, Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez, against one of the rising stars of Mexican boxing, the WBC World Flyweight Champion, Julio Cesar Martinez. Once again, these are the kind of fights that I just get so excited about. This is prize fighting at its best. Both guys ready for war on Saturday night, the Pachanga Arena, San Diego. Going to be an incredible night of boxing live on Dazn all around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being with us today, and congratulations to Chocolatito and Julio Cesar Martinez.
bet the swarming style will be on full display Saturday night between those two. And a possible game changer at 115 pounds. Does that await us all in a little over 48 hours from now? And we will find out at the Pechanga Arena in downtown San Diego. That's going to do it for us today. Quick reminder, tomorrow, March the 4th, back here in San Diego, it is the official weigh-in for Matchroom Boxing as we get closer to match day here on Matchroom Boxing and Dazn in San Diego. Then the full broadcast coming up Saturday night here in Southern California before the bell kicks it off at 5:45 Eastern, 2:45 Pacific, all leading up to Chocolatito and Martinez. Until then, for our entire Matchroom crew, I'm Justin Shackles saying so long from San Diego.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome. It's now time for the featured bout of the evening. From the four corners of the world, the four corners of this ring, the fight starts now!
This is something that comes along every now and then in generation, and it's special. And there's no hype. I'm telling you, it's special. No respect to this guy. Let's go.
Now he's got that fire inside. You better believe it now. That was something special.